Hello, I'm Wilhem Lee, a marketing director working in Seegene headquarters in Seoul, Korea. Today, I'd like to talk about a new approach of SARS-CoV-2 and variant screening by Seegene's simple but innovative cutting-edge technologies. Recently, the question of the effectiveness of vaccine has been widely discussed due to continuous genetic variation of SARS-CoV-2 virus all over the world. The vaccines that are already approved or under development are expected to provide at least some protection against the new variants. But regarding the characteristics of this RNA virus, it will be hardly eliminated as we have already experienced with flu pandemic. The problem is that the vaccination would make people taking off their masks with confidence, which can possibly trigger respread of the virus even before reaching some certain level of herd immunity in the country. And also asymptomatic people around us can be a hidden carrier and potential risk for our society. That's why we should come back to the basic, I think. Molecular-based high-sensitivity SARS-CoV-2 screening must be the first line of barriers and absolutely needed in order to stop the spread of the virus. Regarding the impact of variants of concern, it would be surely nice if one single PCR reaction can do the mass testing and also identification of mutations at the same time. So Seegene's technologies can be needed and hopefully well received in the era of variants to overcome our current situation. Seegene is a technology-based global leader in molecular diagnostic field, owning different kind of innovative intellectual properties. One of those, automatic assay development based on artificial intelligence, is the platform that can automatically analyze viral genes and quickly design its high multiplex MDX assay. When the COVID-19 genomic information was firstly released in last year, in 2020, Seegene was able to develop the first multiplex SARS-CoV-2 molecular assay just within 2 weeks. Now we are facing a new situation that a wide variety of variants are spreading out all over the world. So AI-based quick development for overtaking the speed of viral variation and high multiplex technologies for prompt detection and variant identification is the key to countering the spread of SARS-CoV-2. Seegene molecular assay commonly use at least 10 of Seegene's core technologies for the detection of SARS-CoV-2 and variants. One of which, called mTOS technology, is uh, critical to detect specific spot where the mutation occurs. It gives precise detection and identification of variants, even from a difference of one single nucleotide point mutation. That's why combining of mTOS technology with other Seegene's core technologies gives a synergistic function to realize another dimension of high multiplex real-time PCR. Even point mutations that would be normally confirmed through high cost and time consuming DNA sequencing method, it can be easily identified by a single tube, reaction by Seegene's assay. This is the product line that we have for SARS-CoV-2 diagnosis. We have already presented some SARS-CoV-2 and twin-demic assays last year. The first assay on the far left, all-plex SARS-CoV-2, is the best-selling product that extraction-free protocol was firstly applied. The second one was designed for twin-demic, having flu and RSV with 3 common SARS-CoV-2 viral targets. And this year, surely I would like to mainly introduce a new all-plex SARS-CoV-2 product, MasterSay, that fully screens SARS-CoV-2 virus with 5 notable S-gene mutation targets and 4 common gene targets all in one single tube. It's a complete assay that enables both mass screening and variant monitoring at the level of first-line screening. Additionally, if necessary, variant assay panels can be also used for further specific identification of each mutation. For the assay development based on our own artificial intelligence-based platform, we have done phylogenetic meta-studies and have looked at all mutations considered important and representative of all variant lineages. Important mutations showing high coverage and specificity to major variants of concern were selected and designed as mTOS targets. So selected 5 S-gene mutations are covering almost all virus lineages. MasterSay has basically multiple common gene targets of SARS-CoV-2 virus, as E, RDLP, N, with independent additional S variant target, including 5 mutations. So MasterSay has its own striking feature, enabling full screening of both pre-existing common SARS-CoV-2 and variants of concern at the same time. It gives endogenous internal control for whole process verification and well validated with mostly used specimen types and especially saliva. An automated platform is available and validated with Bio-Rad CFX96 IVD and DX. So here I'd like to point out 6 outstanding key features of MasterSay. Firstly, MasterSay can be considered as a unique product to cover a whole range of SARS-CoV-2 screening. With its multiple gene targets and preemptive variant screening feature with mTOS technology, the first-line screening can be performed, minimizing false negatives or missing variants, so-called full screening of SARS-CoV-2. Endogenous and internal control verifies the whole process from sample collection to nucleic acid extraction and PCR setup, minimizing false negative results. For seasonal reason, MasterSay can be performed simultaneously with Seegene's all-plex RV Essential assay respiratory panel with the same thermal protocol. With this RV Essential, it provides 7 additional common respiratory virus results. In case of lack of any extraction or any other reason to scale up the throughput of the test capacity, time and cost-saving extraction-free method can be the option. We have done virtual simulation performing SARS-CoV-2 screening with MasterSay on a basis of sequence data uploaded on GSAID. Each country shows different prevalence of each virus lineage, but the simulation shows that overall screening coverage of master assay against all variants is more than 99.8%. As you can see here with the data, the number of reported sequence is very limited in many countries. Variant identification is mostly performed by sequencing method like NGS, and SARS-CoV-2 variant prevalence cannot be widely monitored from a cost and time perspective. So master assay can be the best solution and will surely alleviate burdens of variant identification. Broadly, there are two major options for SARS-CoV-2 screening: rapid test and molecular PCR test. When it comes to rapid test, it has many advantages regarding the cost effectiveness and shortity. That's why many laboratories they use rapid antigen assay, but this method has very limited sensitivity. Assuming 70% of sensitivity, it means 3 out of 10 COVID-19 patients cannot be identified correctly. From a different point of view, 3 missing infected people will reinfect others. So reproduction number of SARS-CoV-2 virus is generally known as more than 3. So recently reported VOCs, variant of concerns, are more transmissible than the predecessor lineage. Arithmetically, from not identified 3 infected patients, 9 or more people can be potentially reinfected. So rapid antigen tests can be considered not suitable method for national level quarantine policy. In general, molecular diagnostic method, especially PCR method, shows theoretically 100% sensitivity. So molecular test can be generally considered as suitable method for national level quarantine. However, the emergency of new variant of concern can be a kind of challenge for conventional PCR testing method regarding the decrease of sensitivity and vulnerable with early identification of some new variants. Most PCR methods cannot identify variant lineage with a single tube reaction, and it brings difficulties for further variant studies and variant monitoring. To identify variant cases, further steps like next generation sequencing will be absolutely required, but the samples must be randomly selected based on some uncertain information from low data, such as delayed CT value or anomalous way like S-gene dropout. Generally, it costs a lot and take long time to get variant ID results. That's why Seegene's SARS-CoV-2 full screening method with master assay is the best solution, I think. It detects whole SARS-CoV-2 infected population with a theoretical sensitivity 100% for all virus lineage of virus and differentiate variant of concerns with only one single reaction at the same time. So this is the complete solution, completely suitable for high throughput mass screening and national level variant monitoring, and even for any further SARS-CoV-2 research. Therefore, MasterSA provides full surveillance system monitoring whole SARS-CoV-2 and the prevalence of variant of concern from all tested patients. On the other hand, current approach for SARS-CoV-2 surveillance is very limited due to the limited performance of other commercial assays. The solution for variants with single-plex identification assay is even not ideal because it's not delighted to rescreen all the samples one by one repeatedly with each single tube just for one mutation target each reaction. With MasterSay, laboratory can have two options for assay protocol: standard extraction method or without any extraction method, so-called extraction-free method, which is useful for scale up the lab testing capacity, shortening TAT with doing direct PCR reaction from the sample just after 15 minutes of simple heat and chill step. This extraction-free method takes only over 2 hours to get results and shows very good agreements, higher than 99% compared to the results of standard method with NA extraction, nucleic acid extraction. Analytical sensitivity of master assay is around 50 to 100 copies per reaction according to the target. And as newly launched, clinical data is still being analyzed, but when it comes to the comparison study with previous all-plex SARS-CoV-2 assay, a best-selling product over 50 countries, it shows very good overall agreements. So despite the complexity due to huge amount of various additional target oligomers for variant detection, MasterSay shows very reliable multiplex results with Seegene's core technologies that give stability and accuracy of multiplex detection. After performing the primary screening with MasterSay, the detected variants can be further subjected to identification by real-time method. So currently, two types of variant ID-PCR can be offered. Variant 1 assay is giving 3 different S mutation results: N501Y, E484K, and HV6970 deletion, so individually, with additional RDRP common gene target. Variant 2 assay is designed only for identification of S mutations L452R, W152C, K417T, and K417N. All variant kits contain endogenous IC target and are available for automated systems such as Seegene Starlet and Nimbus, as well as some small automatic NA extraction machines. The advantage of variant assay is quick identification of variant of concern using PCR method within 2 hours. The tested samples were already tagged as variant by master assay in first-line screening, and Seegene variant assay can help to identify specific mutations. Negative results of variant 1 assay means, for example, it may have Y144 deletion and or P681H. So according to master assay coverage and combinational analysis, uh, it can give some ideas to figure out some potential new VOCs. Usually after screening, the sample can be selected and requested for sequencing, but it takes usually at least more than 2 days. It's costly very high, and there's no way to scale up the throughput for screening purposes. Therefore, most of the specimens could not be requested for identification. That's why updated variant sequence report can be also very limited. Even worse, in underdeveloped countries or laboratories that does not have sequencing system or enough budget for NGS requesting. So Seegene's master assay and variant assay line will be the solution. Almost all lineages can be identified with simple PCR assay. This is a very important cause it means that the probability of new variants detection becomes much higher, and it becomes much easier to monitor total prevalence of variant of concerns with much lower costs. As you can see here, the analytical sensitivity of variant assay around 50 copies per reaction with good agreement. According to the in silico analysis, all-plex variant assay 1 and 2 covers almost all lineages. Overall coverage is more than 99.8%. And especially differentiation of K417N and K417T helps to concisely identify P1 and P1351. Seegene is a global company specialized in molecular diagnostics. In addition to SARS-CoV-2, Seegene provides various kind of panel-based um, multiplex, multiplex molecular diagnostic reagents, such as respiratory, gastrointestinal, sexually transmitted infection, and even tuberculosis, with available all-in-one automated platform. Um, Today, that's all I have. So lastly, thank you very much. Viruses will never defeat humans. Thank you.